Hi folks, and welcome to the next episode of Grand Tactician Civil War. Lots to do today as we try and reorganize our Western armies so they can put up a proper fight and push into Missouri and Kentucky. We've got some new policies to enact, which we hope we're going to get done today, and some reorganization. And on a more serious note, outside of the game, I hear it's pretty damn stormy over in the US at the moment, so I do hope that you guys are staying safe and you're all okay, everyone who's viewing from there. Anyway, stay safe guys, and let's jump into the game. Have you noticed that? That's the first time I've noticed that. The Virginia Military Institute for the Confederacy Military Academy. We can click on this. It's got upkeep. Okay, that's wow. I'd obviously heard of this during the Civil War. Never noticed that it was on the map in the game. That's kind of cool. Kind of like that. There's a bridge there. Does that mean that bridge can be destroyed? A storage. Oh, no, that's for the depot. Okay. My bad. That would be interesting. The game, I think, does model lots of this stuff in, but it's not always obvious that it's doing anything with it. So I've sent a new division up to the Army of the Potomac. We've got Jackson. Oh, what the hell is this? Glorious victory at Memphis Ferry, Missouri River Squad. Oh, I was gonna go check this out. Just a second. Support for the Yankee cause waivers. I know what this is. I think I know what this is. Results of the Battle of Memphis Ferry. Ending with the Missouri River Squadron retreat. Engagement was a complete victory. The enemy fleet thoroughly whipped. 1 ships have been sunk. Excellent. I did notice this on the map. I was going to move something in today. Where are we? Memphis Ferry is here. So these are my boys here, right? That's the Missouri River Squadron. Can we get them going? Actually, just go up there. Go and chase those guys down. We have like a death stack of ships floating up and down there. So anything less than me in size, we're just going to go after. All right, so let's see what we've got over here. Over on this side, I think we can make a push. I might dispatch the cavalry into Kentucky here. We've got Van Dorn with the Army of Texas. He's turned up. He is a cavalryman. Quite a famous commander from the Civil War. Actually commanded just whole armies rather than... I don't know if he did much as a specialty cavalry commander, but that was his background. We've got the 2nd Texas Mounted. Okay, so these are actually mounted infantry. It looks like they're all mounted infantry. Okay. We won't get any more of these. I better be careful with those guys. Right. So we could try and go and do a bit of bushwhacking or just cause some problems in Kentucky. That's not a bad idea. I think Polk's command here of 9,000 men, we're going to march him back up this... I mean, marching up the railroad's probably not the wisest idea. Let's go up the road. We're not going to use the train. Let's take the cavalry, though. And I do want to try and keep some sort of pressure on Kentucky. Can I get these guys out of here? I want you to get back to... Yes, let's get back. I'm going to risk putting them there, actually. That is super risky. With their backs to a major river. But we've got the bridge. We'll be okay. I transferred a division from my training army here under General Johnson to the Army of Tennessee. So that should be coming up and strengthening those guys in a bit. Let's just see what's moving out. Oh, you weren't supposed to be using the train? Never mind, it's fine. It's fine. Rousseau at destination. Okay, that's going to be my ships, right? What's that saying? Construction completed of what? Fort Pillow in the state of Tennessee. Ah, okay. Is that one? Fort Pillow, it is. It wasn't something I ordered, but that's fine. Okay, I'm going to send the ships upriver because I would like to try and... I don't think we'll catch them, but we do kind of need to see what's going on up there. And I need to stop you guys from using the train. Well, I mean, it's okay, but we don't need to be using... Turn these off. There we go. You can use road movement like any normal person. We don't have a lot of rail capacity and river capacity in the Confederacy. We need to keep as much as we can for travelling with supplies. That being said, getting troops across country quickly is kind of also very useful by moving them fast like that. But we can overload the system, so we need to watch out for it. There's some sort of movement going on over there, which we need to be very much aware of. Price and Polk. Price? Price! I'd forgotten about Price. Okay, I'm glad we've got those warnings over there. So we're kind of pushing into Kansas over here. We've got reports. There is reports of a Department of Kansas up here, but I don't think we're getting intelligence on its strength, are we? 4,800. We'd be outnumbered. I mean, I can order these guys into a raiding stance quite happily. Let's go on a raid through Kansas even. Stance, offensive. I'll put them on defensive stance, but army orders, raid. In fact, I'm just going to order that again now. We're going to raid Lawrence. We're going to raid Topeka. And we're just going to do some raiding as we travel around Kansas, which will have the effect of reducing support for the war from people from Kansas. In this game, it doesn't contribute a huge amount of manpower to the Union cause, and virtually nothing to the Confederacy, I believe. Right, so McCulloch is now in place. Almost. These guys are in a mess, and they need to sort of recover. It's not showing a depot on the map there, but I'm pretty certain that there is one. That being said, it's saying it's drawing supplies from over there, and we should absolutely have a depot here. So if there isn't one, let's put one in. That should be a thing. I'm not sure why it isn't, but that's okay. We're going to get that put right. Okay, so we've got... Excellent. We've got Van Dorn's men in there. What's reports are going on here? Van Dorn and Hardy. Hardy's retreated. He's pulled back to here. He's got 20,000 men. He needs to get his readiness up. And the enemy are doing whatever the enemy are doing. 23,000. If they come together, that's a big, scary attack force. But we are in the middle of trying to recruit some more men. We're working on that. So, Van Dorn, is there... I think we go for... We're just looking around to see what towns there are that we can grab. Okay, let's go and see if we can get some bits of Kentucky. If we can take control of Kentucky good and proper, we can get it to secede, and that will be massively useful to us, but that's also going to be a challenge. The Army of the Mississippi, I believe that's under Grant, unless that has changed. 8,500 men. Oh, well, okay, we can possibly take that on. What we need to do is try to get the readiness up here. Let's take a little look at the soldiers. We've got two... There's no cavalry here. That's a shame. We should probably transfer some in from somewhere. Or just recruit some. We could actually recruit some. I'm going to be... Mind you, this will be a corps afterwards. Yeah, let's see if we can put some in. So we don't need a lot. I'm looking for any of these that have nearly 3,000 men, and then we can recruit a new infantry brigade, and that's going to be awesome. What have we got? Mississippi's got very few spare recruits. Missouri. We could put Missourians in there. Texas. Virginia. Wants to be from a western state, really, operating out here. Louisiana. We'll take some Louisianans. We're going to go for cavalry. And the most we can do is 1,050. Let's make them look a bit more jaunty than that. Maybe not quite that jaunty. Okay. Recruit. What commander have they given us by default? Oh, I've never heard of him, but he looks like he's pretty decent. So he's a volunteer, a veteran, and a colonel. He looks quite good. So the unit itself... do we have 1,000? Oh, it's this silly business, isn't it? Untick that. I don't think we're going to have anything... It doesn't matter, because really the purpose of putting the cavalry in there is to give them some scouting power. They'll turn up later. That's fine. Looks like we issued bonds again. The cavalry's going. Oh, something's coming steaming out here. The Mississippi River Squadron of 15 ships with 82 guns. You guys are sitting quite happily over there. Stance. Defensive. Let them come down. I want to see what happens. We might go and engage. Meanwhile, how did our raid go? So far, it hasn't. Price is charging around with no provisions or forage. Well, I'm hoping he's going to pick some up as he rampages through Kansas. Having said that, as we have no depot over here, I thought we had a depot there. We've got one at Fort Smith, so I don't know why supplies from these guys... Oh, they are being drawn from Fort Smith. Okay. We've got a river fight going on here. Confederacy extends contracts to 3 years. We've got it. Excellent. Now we can make a move on something else. CSA prepares for a long war. States struggling to fill the quotas, but new regiments are formed. Right. So McCulloch's a destination. He should be recovering now. He's our Western Army. Brilliant. So we're going to policies. Now that means that do you know what? If I just waited another day to recruit that cavalry unit, they'd now be on a 3-year contract. But never mind. That'll be fine. So we need to get working on the military too now, because this is going to allow us some major reforms. And yep, that is the next one. And that one is 38 days away. Let's work on that one, please. Well, what's this fight going to be like then? So we've got 26 ships versus their 14. They're 52 guns versus our 106. They have some proper gunboats in here, where we only have one, and a load of ramshackle, repurposed shit that isn't designed to do this job. However, we do have a lot of them, and let's hope that's enough. But the USS Tyler and the USS Lexington, 2 wooden gunboats, are actually instrumental during the Battle of Shiloh for stopping the Confederate advance, I think, at the end of the first day, by bombarding them from the river. So, yeah, gunboats, the river fighting and stuff, it did have quite a major impact on the outcome of the war out west. Okay, so we've got McCulloch back here. He's finally in a state where he can start working on recovering some of his strength. Now then, Van Dorn is probably going to be in a really bad state over there. I'm just going to go and check. I'm not going to recruit anyone from this, but I want to see, did we get... We did instantly get some reinforcements, so let's just cancel that. I'm going to go and spend a little bit on new troops down here. Now then. Do we go straight for a new division? If I added... Where are you guys coming from, by the way? Alabama, Tennessee. We've got Kentuckians. Who else got over 3,000? Virginians. So we'll recruit some of those. Out east. So let's go straight in Kentucky. That will do. 3,000 infantry brigade. Excellent. Bring them in there. With mixed smoothbore muskets. Yeah, it's got to be done, unfortunately. I'm just going to go check if there's any others that we can put in here. Arkansas. And Georgia. We'll probably put those in the east. However, Arkansas troops in our... not there. Army of the West. Now, these guys are a training force. You guys are from Mississippi and Missouri. Ooh, well, we probably should be... Yeah, okay, I'm going to add this in here. Just recruit them in. So we don't have an absolute ton of recruits at the moment, but that's... Well, it is what it is. Right, excellent. We've got some progress on here. We've taken... The Army of Texas has taken whatever place that is. Now, do we go for Louisville? I'm actually going to go and try and take this place instead. I mean, Evansville is on the other side, but I think that the ferry's on this side. Anyway, it's rampaging cavalry. That's what we're going to do. We're going to rampage with this. Price is at destination. Oh, Price. Okay. So, Mr. Price, are you busy raiding? Okay, we're going to go over to this bit. I'm tempted to have a stab at Fort Leavenworth just because we can. And then we probably have to disappear. Actually, there's not a lot else in Kansas. We've kind of trashed the place. And the guys are getting hungry, so we're probably going to have to, like, skedaddle pretty quick. It's be upsetting a whole lot of Kansans? What's the plural for people from Kansas? Glorious victory at the Tennessee River. 1 enemy ship sunk. Excellent. Enemy fleet is barely afloat. Condition of my fleet is deteriorated. Okay, let's go check that out. Confederate Navy unstoppable. Confederacy rules the waves. That's what we like to see. Van Dorn and Price. They're both at destinations. Okay, so our rampaging cavalry tactics are working quite nicely. Now, what's the state of the fleet, though? Because I imagine that this is knackered. The readiness is certainly down. Our guys are actually doing quite well. There's nothing absolutely... Well, there's one. Okay, there's a couple that are a bit shaken up. That's okay. We just need to keep using that to win fights. So back to Memphis and repair. Still waiting for Polk to try. Oh, he won't show us full readiness because I've added this in. Ah, that's 42 days. Okay, we'll transfer that over to... Now, where's going to be my big army? Army of West Tennessee. Yeah, put them in there under Johnson. Because what I should do is now, if I am right, HMS Warrior commissioned. Now, these were ironclad ships commissioned in Britain for the Confederacy. Paid for by the Confederacy. If we can get them over here, then that'll be amazing. Historically, what happened is, I think when they're approaching readiness, the North objected heavily to Britain's involvement in this, and Britain, to avoid a big diplomatic scandal, decided to just buy them for its own Royal Navy. But for a time, they were the mightiest ships afloat and the first iron warships, I believe. Okay, things are getting ready over there. We're stomping through Kansas. There is a force over there. We're drawing supplies from something up here, which seems highly unlikely. I think it'd be more good if we were raiding through this area. We can't do that without a fight. And I think Price will be in a real bad state if we do that. So we're going to actually bring him back to where he can get supplies. We're going to take him off raiding. And we're going to bring him back down to Carthage. And then he can just get his supplies back, and then we can set them off again. So this is part of the, I guess, the... Do we go over into Evansville and create a bit of a stir over there? I mean, why not? There's no reason why not to. Now, that navy might block us from moving. I don't know. Is it coming back down? If it comes back down, we're going to absolutely nail it. It's coming straight back down. I don't know. Can cavalry actually capture? Something like that. We might need infantry for that job. I'm not sure. Can we get over there? Give it a go. Where did that squadron go? That's ours pulling back. I don't know where the enemy squadron went. The Pony Express closes. Transcontinental mail service over. Telegraph replaces riders. A financial failure. Well, you know, technology does make old jobs obsolete. The Western Department's moving up there. Hardy's men should be slowly recovering. And by God, it is slowly as well. They're building a hospital at Bowling Green. Is it viable? It might be viable to get these guys back over there into Kentucky, but not at the moment. Situation demoralized, unhappy. Why? Is there a particular reason? Just check the commanders. There we go. That's the reason. He needs replacing. Give me an infantryman. Do we have any colonels? Humphreys. He's a political man. Let's assign him. Give him another go. And just make sure that there isn't anyone else defamed in this situation. We've got a tough situation there. Those guys aren't terribly happy or well equipped or well suited for going into combat. Poor old Beauregard over here is trying to train. Do we go on the offensive with Jackson? We've got the Army of the Shenandoah over there, 16,000 men. Jackson's got 14,000. What if I tried to threaten... Do you know what? Jackson is just that kind of guy. We're going to try and threaten Fredericksburg, Maryland, and see what we can pull away from here. We're not really in a position to attack the enemy capital, I don't think. But we might be in a position to cause some chaos. So chaos is the best we can hope for just at the moment. Do you know what we'll also do? Let's go and check on the weapon situations of these guys. Reboard mixed muskets, which aren't the worst. I've got a right old... Oh, okay. Let's see if we can upgrade these. I want to see if anything else is coming to stock whilst we've been waiting. Sorted by weapons in stock. Loads of smoothbore muskets. Sadly, not enough of anything. Damn, that's a shame. So we're still waiting for supplies on there. And the Colt 1855 revolving rifle. Well, I mean, they work, but I would rather use anything else. What have we got? Enfield musketoons. Oh, we don't have enough. We don't have enough of anything. Okay. We need more weapons. So Jackson's on the move in the northwest. Meanwhile, in the centre, let's put it on 20 times speed. I think, what date are we on now? We're in the end of October. We're so at destination. Polk's at destination. Where was Polk going? Oh, he was taking Columbus over here. So he can sit pretty happy over there. He can sit on his depot and he can defend that and prepare. So he should be good. So we've made progress. We are actually attempting to take this place over there, which I think is quite a bold move. And it might draw some unwanted attention from here. So we need to be aware of what's going on. But we're causing mayhem. Who's this? Who's this? The Cavalry Corps is in contact with the Army of Potomac. We've got 48,000 men. Wow. Okay, so they've thrown everything in here. Who is this, actually? Captain... Oh, Captain A.S. Cutts has recovered. He's not one of us, as far as I know. All right, here we go, folks. So let me just give you a quick zoom-out view. We've formed a big defensive line around Henry Hill, and we've tried to get this occupied. We're occupying... We should be occupying breastworks along here, but we don't know. Are we occupying breastworks along here? Let's make sure that everyone is occupying breastworks along here, even if they're maybe not where they're supposed to be. That's fine. Let's make sure the guys are in there. And it looks like the Union have turned up and looking for a fight, so we are in position. Oh, God, have we got some smoothbore muskets here? That's disastrous. But the enemy cavalry corps come rushing forwards, and I do not think they're going to be in a position to really cause a major upset here. So that's good news. But let us make sure that our guys are defending. Now, this one's a bit dodgy. This is the Texas Brigade in here. I managed to dig some entrenchments. I had some engineering points to spend before the battle started. And this is awesome. Oh, this is Pan's Brigade here. These guys are kind of on secondary duties, so I'm going to pull them back as reserves because we have an artillery unit there which really wants to be in those breastworks now. And I've got one infantry brigade. Oh, they're going to see some action. Crap, this has not been part of the plan. You guys should have been at these... Well, now, why aren't they on? This is so annoying. We ordered the construction of breastworks, and my guys decided not to occupy them, which is super annoying, but we'll be okay. And I do have in reserve... So we've let some cavalry get across there, which is really bad. I do have a reserve cavalry force over here. So let's play this out steadily. My artillery, which hopefully on top of the hill is going to be able to... Oh, it's maybe got limited vision. These guys are coming... They look like they're coming surging up there. Hang on. There was a reason why I put an infantry brigade here in reserve. No, you are not to march across there. You are to stand your ground. Now, it looks like my artillery is not where I thought it was, which is not great. Well, we have engaged the enemy, and we have reserves, so reserves are good. You always want a nice, strong force. I would say this artillery unit up here is there's limited value. It can't see a shitting thing. Okay, when I positioned it before the battle... Hang on, that's not the right force. When I positioned that before the battle, yeah, it's like it can see all the way down there. It lied to me, basically. However, I honestly think that the Union cavalry is about to be driven off with considerably high losses here, so I think we're going to be okay. We are in good cover. We managed to extend our defensive line around that side, although nothing's hit us on that side yet. They come just charging straight over the bridges, which is what I expected them to do. This has gone badly in both directions. Okay, Colonel AGV, charge. Colonel Matthew C. Butler, charge. We've got a retreating Union cavalry there. I'm going to put the other brigade. These were guarding the flanks. So the big battle, and we are outnumbered heavily by the way in this one, by 40,000 men. But if the enemy intend to just come at us at our breastworks like this, we're fine. Okay, the artillery on this side's in better position. This is okay. The enemy are trying to engage us over here. Fortunately, I mean, we are in cover. Now the artillery is opening up. That's brilliant. I'm going to bring in the reserves. I'm just using cavalry as reserves here to try and plug this gap. But let's make sure we've got them handy. Because there's so much stuff going on, the game feels a little bit choppy and laggy. But that's fine. Colonel James Archer. Go and line up there. So we've got a brigade falling back there. It's Law's brigade. Now these were new troops. Now I will say you'll see a lot of unpredictable behaviour from new troops. They will often fall back before you would expect them to. This is completely historical, of course. They're untried, untested, and of course they're untrained and undrilled. They're basically just formed, given a musket, and sent straight into battle. Now, if we leave them with their armies, and their armies aren't moving, the commanders of those armies will train those men and drill them, and over time they will get substantially better. What's going on over this way? That's fine. So whatever happened with the cavalry here, there was a Union force trying to get out of there. It seems to have disappeared. Let's just reform those. The artillery's doing its job now. We have a bit of a gap here, which I would like to throw some men into. I'm going to... Julian's brigade, okay. And we're going to move on the double. That was the reserve for the centre. We don't look like... Oh, hang on. Those guys are maybe engaging. Colonel Thomas over there. Should be doing some good work. I would say the 1st Louisiana Tigers are coming home quickly. Right. So Julian's men, just get them in position there. We have a great big gaping hole there, which is not what we want to see. Do you know what? I'm gonna run these guys in on the double. And I wonder, I think I can probably afford to take Davy Jones here. And that's a flag. Are these guys... Wait a minute. Oh my god, everyone's set to engage at short range. Ah, this drives me insane when this happens. By default, it should be... You would think... I just can't... I can't even begin to portray my flabbergastation at this. Right. Where is... I need to command. If you hold down Shift, Alt, Control... There is a way of... He's under there somewhere. I need to highlight my bloody officer. Come on. I can't actually... There is a way of doing it if you hold down Shift. Is it Shift? Is it Alt? Is it Control? Is it right click? No, I can't do that. That's infuriating. Right, so I'm going to have to do it by division. This is why we need the core command structure, by the way. It makes everything different and much easier to control. So... you chaps in there and make sure you're set to engage at long range. So maybe most of them are. Yeah, most of them are, but for some reason this dick decided to set his guys to shoot at short range. That's something we need to be aware of. He's the only one that has as well. Okay, play on. And we're holding the trenches down there, so that side's fine. I think we can inflict a good defeat on the enemy cavalry over here. Yeah, at this stage of the war, cavalry formations didn't really exist in such large numbers as this. Oh, we've got infantry coming on now, so we need to be aware of what we're going to be facing over here. As there is nothing over this way, let's pull over Yorkie's brigade. And just line these guys up. For now, behind the artillery, just as reserves. We've got cavalry in place. I'm concerned oh, there is something coming over there. Face that way. And Cleburne's brigade. Do this and then do... Wait. Do this and then do this. Get into a better position to engage that. And I would say we might need to bring this chap's forces back. But that's okay. That's working fine. Get into cover there. And... Alright, so that's going to turn into something of a mighty massacre, I think. Good. Good. So far, so good. Oh, there's a great big piece of lag there. I've maybe got more men than I need on that side. Oh, there's something pushing over this way. There's an infantry brigade stuck in the river. Do you know what? Let's take our chances and get the guys out of here. Do I have cavalry? I need cavalry. Okay. You guys, come back over here. In fact, let's deploy skirmishers. I'd like to be able to see what's going on down there. And go to the flank and shoot those fellas in the water, because I don't think they'll be able to fire back terribly effectively. The zoom out view on this is quite useful. You can see what the hell's going on and where the disasters are about to happen. So we are in some cover. We're not in the best position here. They are about to meet the full force. Ooh, what is that? We've got infantry coming in. Okay. So we need to get back behind our breastworks, our logs that we've built. The Union's trying to make an attack up this hill. Let's put it on to 2 times speed. Actually, there's a lot of infantry about to come in here. They're just coming in the good old-fashioned storm up the middle of the road. We've got cavalry forming... Wait a minute. We've got cavalry actually trying to build breastworks over here still. I set that off ages ago. And we've got reserve cavalry there. Are you guys feeling a tad happier? Bartow's brigade. They lost 10% of their men. Alright, let's reform. We just need to hold this front line. This is where the hard fighting is going to be, I think. Colonel Julian is definitely heavily involved here. And I think doing some good work. Just to his right. Brigadier General Richard Ewell. Oh, he's got a perk. Let's spend this right now. So this goes to the unit, not the general. Engineers. Oh, well, engineers is an interesting one. That gives you more points to spend on building, defenses before a battle starts. And I think, yeah, we can construct entrenchments and pontoons during battle. Sharpshooters, I think that's just a general one for better musketry, right? Accuracy plus 1.5%. Level up by engaging enemies at long range. That's what we're going to do nearly all the time. Disciplined line infantry. Trained to high standards of discipline in the march, they deploy and advance in line of battle effectively during combat. Cohesion increases 9.5% faster. Level up in ranged combat. That sounds like just a general excellent one. Cover experts. I think you can only have 3 of these per unit. The men are trained to always improve the cover provided using spades or whatever. Cover plus 7.5%. Reloading speed behind cover is slightly faster. Yeah, these are all excellent. A ranged shock unit. Trained vigorously in maintaining fire discipline, releasing their volley only when the effect is assured. Resistance to high momentary casualties plus 25%. Volley strength plus 2.5%. Level up in ranged combat. These sound amazing. We're not going to go for melee. Skirmish is just about skirmishing. Light infantry zouaves. Level up by fighting prone. By fighting prone, I think you also reduce your max range. So I'm going to go for disciplined line infantry because that just sounds really, really useful. And let's hope we get some more guys with these sort of buffs as well, because I think that's amazing. We've now got some interesting stuff coming on. And I like the fact that that's tied to the unit and not to the general. I'm going to send Narva's men out here, and we're going to go... The Texas Brigade is coming out. We're going to go and shoot them guys over there. I need to be aware that the infantry... Oh, the infantry is coming in, is it? Okay, we're not going to go shoot them over there. Get back in your trenches, my men. For now. You'll have your opportunity later. Okay, nice. We have engaged on this side. We're in a better position. The skirmishers are also engaging. And because we have, I'm guessing, better quality rifles than the enemy appeared to be dressed in grey uniforms. Okay, their skirmishers are about to break. There's also artillery coming over that side. Now then, where's a good opportunity for the cavalry to cross? Because this could be an opportunity to get some cavalry combat going on. I've lost track of how many battles of Manassas we've had. But I do like the ones where the enemy are just willing to charge straight into my defences. They are the best type. Right then. Into position, chaps. Get in there fast. If anyone is going to advance across there, they're going to be in trouble. I see an infantry unit coming, but so far we're okay. Now, we have Nicolas Gilles in a good position there. You're moving in. I have... Well, it's okay. We have reserves in place. We're okay. I brought the cavalry up. We brought Yorkie's men up as well. I won't advance them to the front just yet. Although Julian's brigade are in an odd position here. Can I just sort of position better behind that defensive line? The M1817 rifle musket. Oh, it's a Derringer. That's a weapon I have no knowledge or experience of whatsoever. I like the fact that the mod has put these unusual guns in there. Oh, mixed smoothbore muskets. That's probably the last thing we want in there, but luckily it looks like the enemy are armed with something similar. You know what we can do? We can order the guys to hold position here. I forget how we do it. I think we do turn initiative on. Anyway, something's been driven off nicely there. Make sure we can actually... Texas Brigade, for some reason, are you on set to hold fire? Are you facing the wrong way? I think they were facing the wrong way. Okay. Colonel Nava, get your shit in order. Right, that should be a totally different story there in a minute. The artillery's doing some work. You know, I do think my artillery is generally on the wrong side of the slopes. It's not in the high positions, but it's where I could position it from the start of the game. And I also wanted to make use of the entrenchments I was able to dig from the start of the game. So whilst it's definitely not in the best position it could be, considering I've got far too many batteries. Who's low on ammunition? ML Smith. They'll be fine. They'll be fine. Why did you guys turn? We don't know. Keep it up. Keep it up. You're doing some good work over there. Oh, it's this guy. He's short on ammunition. He's probably talking about the skirmishers then. I'm waiting for an opportunity, actually, to throw some of my cavalry here into a desperate charge. We don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I can do that. I think that's too risky. See an enemy force across the river there. I don't think they'll be able to engage. Taylor's men getting involved. Texas Brigade definitely getting involved now. About to drive those chaps off. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, Jones Brigade is about to get some action here. And I would say Archer's Brigade is about to get some in the middle. Julian's men, they are tired. That symbol there means kind of winded or tired. And if there's an opportunity, it is worth pulling guys like that back from the front line of the fighting. Frangus is going in. I'm ordering him in. Because there's nothing over here. In fact, let's go in with 2 brigades. Who else we got on here? George Pickett. Edmund Kirby Smith. Edmund Kirby Smith can come and reoccupy this position. So I don't think The enemy are going to push that flank. Right, I'm sure there must be some high casualties taking place in the Union 2nd Brigade. I'm going to put it on 2 times speed. I think we've got control of things now. It's not about to get away from me. Everything seems to be going reasonably well over here. New Jersey Militia Brigade getting smashed there, which is excellent. I think some of the enemy forces haven't arrived yet. We were expecting... Are Thomas's men getting engaged? Well, Frangus has. He's got... Oh, the Mississippi rifle, so he can shoot at very long range. Are you taking casualties there? They are taking losses. I do not know if that is from the friendly fire from behind them. I do hope not. End of the day, darkness has fallen. Okay. During the night, your army was resupplied. Check the situation, and we can also... We should be able to redeploy a little bit here. We've also got the opportunity to dig in. So, whoa! The enemy... Now, that shouldn't be a thing. In no way should that be a thing. The enemy should not be able to redeploy right up to my front line like that. That's ridiculous beyond belief. So if I take this guy's forces, I'm definitely going to have some reserves over here. So put the guys over here. This is going to have to be an essential thing. I can leave the cavalry holding this side, I believe. Do you know, I might just bring them in. It doesn't look like there's anything over there. I might leave one. We'll leave. He's got some good carbines. He's got the Sharps carbines, also good. I'm going to leave one lot over here, just guarding this bit, because this doesn't look good at all. Loose order chaps, just put them in there. Nope. Like that. That's it. Cover that crossing. We were about to push that bit, but we're not now. So let's pull back. Then the artillery is deployed right up to the front. So in the night, they've snuck their cannons so far up to the front. I don't think that's going to be a thing. Do you? I very much doubt it. Is there a commander's initiative about using cover? Detach, rally, use cover. Oh, God, do I need to act? Surely I don't need to tell everyone to individually use cover. Yeah, we're going to put Lilyback's men back on this. Like that. It does line the guys up fairly well. Put them out of there and then just... Will you please just go in position for me? That'll do. And then we've got Edmund Kirby Smith's men. We'll leave the cavalry over there. I'm going to bring this massive artillery division here. And we're going to face it this way, because now these guys definitely have something to shoot at over there. Frangus's men, I think, are going to have to deploy on this side, ready to plug some gaps. So let's get everything in position. We've got the 1st Louisiana Tigers, which I'll pull back a little bit. Who have we got? Oh, no, that's there. They're the Tigers. And we've finally got the Army of the Potomac there. So I think we're doing okay. Right. Watch this. This is going to be madness, right? Holy shit. The enemy did, in fact, deploy right up to my front in the night. That's not how that works. Who just got wounded? D.R. Jones has been wounded. I mean, basically, we've just had a point-blank range artillery. They're deployed on the other side of my breastworks that I put in. That's not how things work. That's just insane. I'm sorry, but that is insane horse shit right there. Okay, we're going to have to get some guys, some cavalry involved in this. Can you see what I'm dealing with here, folks? This game is challenging, to say the least, in the sense that it does not work as it's supposed to. I mean, the enemy are knackered over here. I'm going to send a brigade in there to try and stop that. They've just broken through my defences by deploying to the other side of it. I feel like this might be the last time I play this. If the game's going to do that sort of shit. I don't really know why I'm out and charging across the field there. But we are. Right, okay, let's get this on the double. We need to sort this shit out very, very fast. On the double. My sneaky plan, you see, to hold the defence. Oh, they're still set to bloody cold steel attack. Interesting. Very interesting. I'm going to send the cavalry in. I've got no option. We have to. And we need to try and blast away at some of these insane artillery batteries over here. So where we've actually built defences, and the defences are working as planned, things are going well. We've got 2 units in the same bit of ground here. Okay, let me just... I need to get some space. I need to send someone into that front line over there, because that's just fallen. Get going. Whether my artillery can blast away enough at the enemy to push everything back, I don't know. But this has been a proper shitstorm of a fight. Let's move on in. We need to try and... I mean, I think we're doing okay over here. Oh, God, what's this? Godwin losing men. Bean losing men. Courtney, everyone's losing men. Courtney whipped. We don't know who those guys are. You should be in the sodding trench. But they're getting outflanked. So, to be fair, I can understand why they maybe wouldn't want to be. Right, we need to get you over here then, on the double, don't we? Go and stand in front of the cannons. That's always a good idea. If we drive the artillery off, I think we can probably occupy the rest of those entrenchments again. Go and shoot some of the US cavalry over there. Okay, we've got Law's brigade getting into position now, which is good. And I do have an outflanking force over here, which is going to be, I think, going to be useful. Pickett's brigade. We better just send into the middle, I think. Nav has been wounded. Oh, that's not good news. I mean, it could be worse. He could have been killed, but... Yorkie's brigade are now engaging at point-blank range. This is likely to be an extremely bloody affair. Try and nail those artillery batteries over there if we can. We should be able to push those guys back. Right, that's gone better. The entrenchments are now being held. Okay, things are improving. This has turned into a bloodbath. Yorkie's men are standing there like legends and pushing the enemy back. That is amazing stuff. Good going, guys. The Phil McCrackens. Oh, keep shooting. The cavalry's kind of come to my rescue here. And yet, the game is lagging like shit. I think it's just the number of models that we've got involved. Okay, someone's streaming back from the breastworks there. But I think it's okay. Because the enemy is looking like going for it. The enemy's beaten. We've got him. It is time to engage. Right, let's put that down there. It's time to go forward and cause some extreme pain. Frangus's men. I'm going to go in slow mode so that we can keep pace at this. Yeah, they're going back. This should be a full victory. I'm hoping it may even be a major victory, because we've inflicted a lot of casualties on the enemy here. Bartow's brigade, go forwards. The enemy is retreating. Right, so where did I put all my cavalry that I now think I want desperately thrown into the middle? I don't think we're going to get everything there in time to actually call... Oh, we might. Nope, can't do that one. Right, mount up. Cold steel. We're going to go with the Phil McCrackens. And we're going to charge in the 5 minutes that we have left. It's currently just saying a minor victory. I think we earned more than that. I'm going to be honest. I think we earned a bit more than that. But to be honest, I'm going to be happy that we survived. Because that was gruesome. For some reason, one of my artillerymen... Oh, I think I've clicked on them to go and take control of some cannons. Right, and the cavalry's going in. You don't get much time at the end of a battle. Having said that, in most of the battles, there aren't a lot of reports of units being overrun as they tried to withdraw. So that was quite the victory. And quite the fight. And quite a mess. And I think it would have been a far, far cleaner victory had the enemy not been allowed to advance up to our breastworks during the night. It's not supposed to work like that. You're not supposed to be able to deploy within a certain range of the enemy. I don't know if the mod has disabled that, or whether that was just a glitch. But hopefully we won't see too much more of that in the game. So it still says it's a minor victory. We inflicted losses of 2-1. We will take that. So that was a substantial fight. It really, really was. Holmes division over here. We'll not look too close into the artillery because I need to reform all that and merge them because they're just, it's stupid, the game giving us all this. It's the mod that's done it. The base game doesn't do it quite like this. This is historically accurate, all the individual batteries, but it's a pain in the arse to try and command, which is why I've got them under huge divisional command at the moment. We'll sort them all out and merge them when we get the opportunity. But I think more importantly, we look at who deserves a promotion. Frangus doing quite well, I think. Looking like stats are going up. Thomas, Colonel Thomas. Actually, we've got nice stats here. These are looking good. If I had to promote someone, at the moment it'd be Colonel Thomas. But we need to get him into some action. We need to build up the fame. And Lillibach. These guys are doing well. I'm proud of you guys. Jimmy Clown Shoes. I don't think got heavily involved in that fight. And Phil McCracken. So these guys definitely did. You got decent weapons. You have. Now, who was it that lost face? We'll have to find them. Nicholas Gilles. Yeah, we're getting our guys into some good fighting here. Longstreet's going to be a corps commander when we get the opportunity to do that. Possibly Hill. Julian. Colonel Julian doing well. Stats going up. You see, when we do need to replace division commanders, I will be looking to see who's got the best stats. This guy's not doing very well. I'm thinking of pulling this brigade out because they're incredibly weak. Not receiving reinforcements very quickly at the frontier. You can actually send them on like a sabbatical and they'll return to their home state and reinforce faster. They're unavailable for the time. I think that's a really cool feature of the game. I like that. B's brigade. Colonel Pangaunt did a very valuable job reinforcing some artillery positions back there. The other cavalry. Oh, wow. Colonel KGB has been defamed? I was not aware of that. And I did not know. Well, I'm going to leave you in place and give you an opportunity to redeem yourself. That does wear off after a while. It is forgotten about. Yeah, that's terrible news. Divisional commanders are generally reasonably safe. Tend not to get battered. We got no one in there. Okay, that one didn't do it. Bonham. George Pickett. Edmund Kirby Smith. Yorkie. Just need to get that fame. We need to get you some fame. But that was a good, solid job you did there. Stonewall Brigade under Martin Smith. He's a decent commander. We do have some decent commanders. I can't find the one. Oh, there he is. It was it a Vandalore? I think it was a Vandalore that got defamed. I'm going to replace him anyway. We must have someone pretty good. Colonel... Let's see, who have we got? There'll be someone in here who's famous. You guys have already got positions. Oh, there we go. Lomax, cavalryman. Alfred Iverson Jr. He looks pretty good. Let's assign him in there. Alright, so that was a major battle at Manassas that I wasn't expecting, and we did kick their asses, but I need to get more men in there. We're basically holding back the flood by holding Manassas like that. We just need to keep everyone reinforced, and to that end, we are generating or recruiting more units that are going into the... Oh, I could send Kemper and Wilcox's men straight to the front there. Yeah, let's do that. I'll show you how we do this now. This is kind of a nice way of doing this. Now then, we've got the Army of Potomac. Here it is. You can pull divisions directly from one to the next. And that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to send... Do I want to send both divisions in? It's such a mess, that army, at the moment. They definitely need one reinforcement. And I'm also going to say... I'm going to send the other division over to the Army of the Northwest. If I find it. Where is he? Under Jackson. We'll give him the other division. That's quite a big chunk of men. Transfer. Done. Alright, folks. Tune in on the next episode. If we get any more ridiculous stuff going on in battles like that, I'll cut this playthrough short. Because I have not played with the mod before. Stuff like that where the enemy just redeploying the other side of your entrenchments isn't supposed to be a thing. But we'll see how it goes. Anyway, let me know what you think of it so far. And we will keep an eye on the game itself and our progress through it. But I do like trying to play out the American Civil War. I think it's a really interesting conflict to fight.